These are the 8 books that I read this summer that I wanted to share with you.
Alright, so the first book that I read, I technically started it in May, but there's a lot of stuff going on, and I didn't really get to the meat of it until July, and ended up finishing it in July, but it was Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. If I need to explain to you what this book is about, then we have a very large problem. It is the book that the movie Jurassic Park is based off of. It's 447 pages, I think, so it's quite hefty. There's a little bit of the science aspect in it, but overall it's basically just the same plot that the movie follows. A little bit of it is changed, obviously, as every book we know that happens. And some of the things that happen in this book actually are in some of the second movies, but still in the franchise. Honestly, 5-star read, amazing. If you love Jurassic Park, you will love, love, love this book. And we need a shout out to our boy Michael Crichton, because without him, we wouldn't have the Jurassic Park franchise that we do. Just overall, great start to my summer reads. Honestly, couldn't get better than this. Alright, so next up I read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I've never read this before. I know everyone has read it, everyone's seen the movie. I honestly never read it, never saw the movie. I think we all know how it ends. The story is about Lou, who goes to be a caretaker for Will, who is in a wheelchair, and shocker, they fall in love, and it's about their time together and how she helps him with his illness and trying to get him to be more happy, even though he hates his life being in the wheelchair. Obviously, after I finished this book, I watched the movie. I think it's safe to say everyone knows at this point that it is a sad book. Get your Kleenexes ready, but I think it's definitely something that everyone should read at least once. I gave this book 4 stars. I didn't love the ending, to be honest with you. I thought there was a lot more that could have been done with the ending, but it is what it is. Alright, so the next book that I read was actually a series that I was really excited to read for this summer, but I had heard mixed reviews. Some people said they really, really loved it. Some people said they honestly hated it and just read it to get through it so that they could watch the show. I think with all books, it's kind of a matter of taste, so I didn't take any of those opinions, and I was just excited as well to watch the show, so I dove right into it. And that was The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I had read before To All the Boys I Loved, and loved the books, loved the movies, so good, so I was really excited for this. It wasn't amazing. I gave the first book 4 stars, the second book 2 stars. Really was mad at the second book. And then the 4th book I gave 4 stars as well. A lot of things upset me, but it overall was a good series. So the series follows Belly, Isabella, who has a beach house with her family that they share with her mom's best friend Beck, and her 2 sons. Belly kind of is in love with both of the brothers, or they both love her. It's sort of a weird triangle. And the books follow basically who is she going to pick that she falls in love with. So the first book, basically she comes back to the summer house and she's pretty now, whatever that means, and she kind of has to figure out basically which boy she wants to have. I gave that one 4 stars. It really did keep me guessing, who's she gonna pick. So then there was the second book, It's Not Summer Without You. So some stuff happens, and they don't end up going back to the summer house in this book, and they kind of follows a different sort of path. Same thing, who's she gonna end up with? And this one was not really about summer anymore at all. It's about a wedding, but it's a weird kind of wedding sort of situation. I don't know what to think of this book, but clearly I liked it because I am currently, as I film this video, shocker, I could not wait to watch this show. I think I'm on episode 4. It's very high school, I will be honest with you, very young adult. So overall, I gave this series, I guess, an average 3-star review. I would say read it, especially if you're gonna watch the show, but it is, I guess, I also like the show, very young adult, teeny bopper sort of romance. There's zero spice in it, obviously, but it was cute and worth the read, I think. All right, this is a book that I've had for quite a while. I actually think I heard about it last summer or the summer before. It is called Tweet Cute. So it's basically about a boy and a girl who run the Twitter accounts for their various restaurants. He owns a family business and he runs the Twitter account for his family, where her family owns like a very big hamburger restaurant and she doesn't work for the company. Her mom just likes the tweets she writes, so she ends up writing them, but they actually don't know that it's each other writing the tweets, and they go to school together, but they kind of have this like hate for each other, I guess, a little bit. Like he's always bothering her. So it's like enemies to lovers, basically. This reminded me so much of the Netflix series Never Have I Ever. Like the whole, she likes like the popular guy and he's like not the so popular guy, and they're like enemies, but then they become friends, and that's like kind of like, ooh, who's she gonna get with? Honestly, super, super cute. I gave this a 4.5. It was so, so, so cute. There's a couple things in it that I was like, I don't love it, so I took 0.5 away. But honestly, so, so cute. Young adult again, no spice, just a cute little novel about teen romance. So I went a little bit out of my comfort zone and bought a book on Book Outlet that just looked super duper pretty. It's called The Lake. It's kind of a horror though. It's about summer camp, so I was like, oh, perfect for summer. But it is like a murder mystery. So it's about two girls, Esme and Kayla, who used to go to this camp, but now they're back as counselors. And when they did go to the camp as kids, something bad happened, and they're kind of nervous that someone's going to find out about the bad thing that happened. Someone does find out, spoiler alert, and basically the whole first like huge chunk of this book is about someone leaving them notes and things that say, I know it was you, and things like that. It's like a slow burn, I guess, because you have no idea, like absolutely no idea what's going on for the majority of the book, and the last like 20 pages you figure out what has happened, and it is crazy. The ending, oh my goodness, like read this book just for the ending. Wow. But it was a super cute summer read. Like I said, it was about a summer camp, super cute. Again, it's murder mystery, so it is dark. There's no spice in it. But yeah, so I would give this 4 stars. It was a really good read if you're into horror mystery. Alright, and the last book that I read this summer was The Infinity Between Us by N.S. Perkins. I heard lots of really good things about this on TikTok, and I wanted to find out for myself, so I grabbed it off Amazon as my bookstore was sold out, which is a good sign that it is a good book. So basically this book is the adult version of The Summer I Turned Pretty. The storylines are so similar. So this is about a boy and a girl who their family together bought a beach house, and since they were little they grew up at the beach house and they grew up as friends, and then one summer kind of becomes more than just friends. But then something kind of happens and they drift apart, and then it's now 5 years in the future. The book flips, each chapter it flips back and forth between 5 years ago and present. But it's, so the two of them have come back together 5 years after to fix up and sell the beach house, and then they kind of talk about what had happened the 5 years before and about how their friendship kind of ended. Now this is definitely not a young adult book. There is some spice in this, not too much, so I give it a 3 spice rating. Cute book. And the hard thing for me was when I started reading this, I was also started watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then my head kept having a hard time flipping back and forth between the two because the storylines are so similar, and I was like, wait, did that happen at their beach house or the beach house from The Summer I Turned Pretty? But honestly, it was a good book. It was a great way to end my summer reading.